It is a wonderful Tuesday morning and we are in the final stretch of Morning Rush. Thank you so much for making us your prime choice for starting off your day and getting you hopefully in the right mood to have a winning day ahead. Now, of course, if you were with us in the first segment, we were in the first hour, we did talk about mental health and the relationship between the arts and the mental health sector, promoting mental health issues and just raising awareness around it. What is the role of our entertainers? Now, my guest today is a young lady. Her name is Valerie Guguletu Chingonzo, and she has made it her mandate to just go around and do what she can to spread awareness on mental health as well as self-love and all issues around that. She has written a book. The book is titled Kingdom Beauty Regime. So if you want to look for it, that is the title of the book, and this is what the cover looks like. Valerie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Candice.
Why mental health and issues around mental health in particular?
Well, in our society, a lot of people are struggling with mental health issues, depression, anxiety. So from my journey, because I was a model, former beauty queen, and just trying to break into the, what can I say, into life, you know, trying to understand life. I decided to then write a book talking about my experiences, my journey, and focusing on the image aspect of making you feel better. That way you then don't struggle with mental health issues or depression. You know, if you look good, if you affirm yourself, if you think good, it does really assist you in terms of just keeping a steady head.
Now, you know, there's always been this saying that if you look good, you'll feel good. Does that actually really equate, though?
Yes, it does. A lot. A lot. I can testify to that. I mean, yes, it really does. You know, it just changes everything about you. You know, the way you walk, the way you sit. It's part of what I also train, grooming and etiquette, image building. Yes. That alone, your mindset can do a lot for you. So it doesn't mean when you look good, things are in order. It doesn't mean that you have money when you look good. It doesn't mean that you are not sad or depressed, but it just means what you are showing to the world is the opposite of what's actually going on in your internal world, and before you know it, everything just aligns. How you look on the outside is how you end up feeling on the inside.
Now, talk to me about the process of writing this book. Did you just wake up and decide, look, this is what I'm going to do? Was it a process? How did it work out?
Well, I always wanted to be an author from ever since I was a child. But then what really made me write this book was I was done with pageantry at the age of 25. And I was also done with my degree, my first degree. And then I was unemployed. So I was an unemployed Zimbabwean young girl. And this was me sitting at home. And I was like, oh my gosh, so what is life presenting to me at this point? You know, I'm done with the modeling part, school part. I'm not getting employed. So I sat down for 3 years and I just started writing that book. So I was actually depressed, actually. So out of depression came out this blessing.
What are some of the key highlights that you shared? You know, just for those who would be interested in looking for it, what are some of the key things that you think you would point out in your book?
Well, chapter 1 is about me, my journey and my story, so that people can get to understand the author, where I'm coming from. And then the rest of the chapters are just focusing on your look. So we've got exercise, we've got fashion and style, we've got skincare, we've got chapter 16 for men, because the book is a bit biased because it was written by a woman, but there's a specific chapter focusing on men. And then we have the self-esteem part, the self-worth, the self-concept. And yeah, so it's a really great book, especially for teenagers or younger people. So that's why I want to go to schools and talk about mental health and talk about image and self-love, because I know they really need that, especially with body image issues. There's a lot going on in our society.
Now, before we actually get to, because I want us to then also just talk briefly on the chapter specifically for men, but talk to me about the relationship that you discovered for yourself in the journey of, you know, self-love and also just kind of finding mental stability in this process of loving who you are.
For me personally, okay, so during the time I was modeling, I really struggled with my skin. So I had really bad acne. So that was really difficult for a model. You know, model has to be perfect, everything has to be in order. But I would still win. I would win crowns like that, you know, but I'd have to really cover up my face a lot, and it was a mess. And I know a lot of people go through different things. So for some it's weight, for some it's the way they look, for some it's their bodies. It's everybody has a kingdom beauty, hence the word regime, because you're now changing the way you look at yourself. So even whilst I was still struggling with that thing, I started to rise above it, and I was just still confident. Yeah, so that's what I would say.
Now, very, very quickly and very briefly, because we are almost out of time, just tell us about chapter 16 for men.
Chapter 16 for men talks about fashion and styling for men, how they can accessorize, how they can look good, and how they can feel good. Men don't want to open up, so it's just encouraging men to speak out, to open up. We're here for them. Social spaces are being created for men.
All right, where do we find the book?
It's on Amazon right now, but then also if you go to my Instagram, you'll find the link there, in my Facebook at Queen Val.
All right, Valerie, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Candice.
Now, of course, like she said, the book is out. It's available. You can get your copy. It is Kingdom Beauty Regime. But don't go away. Morning Rush will be right back.